The transfer window remains as busy as ever, with tomorrow's 7 p.m. deadline looming large. Manchester United have already secured the signing of Matheus Cunha from Wolves, but could two more big attacking options follow him to Old Trafford? Well, James Savandra is with me now, so let's start with it. And what's the latest on Viktor Gyokeres? Is he going to Old Trafford?
Well, we're a long way away from that happening, but an initial approach has been made from Manchester United for Viktor Gyokeres through intermediaries. That's what we've been told. United exploring the conditions around a potential deal. Ruben Amorim, of course, a huge fan of the player. He managed him for just over a season at Sporting. 66 goals he scored for Ruben Amorim. He's got 97 in 102 appearances for Sporting. We understand he's got a gentleman's agreement to leave Sporting this summer for offers above £58 million, 70 million euros. He does have a release clause around £84 million, but we understand bids around 70 million euros could be enough for a transfer this summer. Now, United are in the market for a striker this summer, regardless of the situation around Rasmus Højlund. He spoke over the weekend and said he's not considering leaving. He's going to fight for his place. He's got a long contract at the club. He's not looking to leave. United have a number of options they're looking at in that number 9 position, but an initial approach has been made to try to sign Viktor Gyokeres, and that would be a huge signing for Manchester United, because it was thought that he'd want to play Champions League football next season. Well, he won't even get European football at Manchester United, but it seems that pulling power at United is still there. A lot of people will ask when we talk about Manchester United, how are they affording to sign the likes of Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Viktor Gyokeres in the same window, considering where they finished in the Premier League, considering they've got no European football? Well, clearly there is going to be a big focus on departures at United as well this summer. Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Alejandro Garnacho, offers are expected for those players. Nothing formal at this moment in time, but United are looking for permanent sales in this window to help them restructure and evolve this squad, which is in need of real repair for United to get back to a position where they're fighting for major honours.
Talk Arsenal then. Thierry Henry last week or the week before piled in on Mikel Arteta, said they were nowhere near, they didn't challenge at any stage. How busy have Arsenal got to be, Mark, for them to challenge next season?
It feels like they've been close for so long, but they've not had that piece of Thierry Henry magic. That one player, particularly in an attacking third. You know, we've got, Bukayo Saka there who is exceptional, but when he was out injured, you really felt like, where were the goals going to come from? It's the one position that Arsenal fans have been crying out for them to strengthen over the course of the last, 2-3 transfer windows, really. And it feels like if Arsenal had that out-and-out number 9, they may be in a very different position to where they are now.
Right, let me throw some names at you then. Gyokeres, Sesko, Osimhen. Which one?
Right, I'll tell you what, let's go with Benjamin Sesko, 22 years old, someone that's been in the Red Bull group, just 13 goals and assists last season for RB Leipzig, someone that has undoubted quality. A couple of windows ago, he was linked with Real Madrid. Real Madrid were keeping tabs on him, someone that was really, really on the radar for a number of clubs. This is a deal that's been described to me as a cheaper deal than the other player you mentioned, or the other 2 players you mentioned, Viktor Gyokeres and Osimhen as well. Now, the problem with Viktor Gyokeres is he's 27 years old tomorrow, and now football clubs look at deals and they say, right, if we're going to invest 60, 70, 80 million pounds plus agents' fees and wages on this kind of a player, what are we going to get back in 3 or 4 years down the line?
Well, some goals.
Hopefully some goals, but at 27 years old, the chances of you flogging him on for 40 or 50 million in 4 or 5 years' time is very, very slim. But Viktor Gyokeres, a player I absolutely adore. I love watching him on loan at Coventry. I love watching him play for Coventry before he went to Sporting. Last season, 46 goals and assists just in the league, 7 in the Champions League. He is going to guarantee you goals. Will he guarantee them in the Premier League is the big question. But no question, he is another player that is on the radar of Arsenal. Osimhen, another good player, another goal scorer, but hefty wages, and that's a